I think the other thing that we kind of flew over, and I heard you mention it the first time, and it caught my attention, is that ChatGPT is a model, but the problem with using ChatGPT in whatever version it is, it's an open source thing, and companies are not going to share or allow ChatGPT to access its confidential data. Okay, so but there is a possibility of creating your own GPT, right?
Right.
Is that what's referred to as a large language model, or is that something else?
That's something else.
Okay.
Yeah. No, large ChatGPT is using large language.
Okay. Well, let me just take a step back. Maybe we can use some old vocabulary for the old farts like me out there. One term that we learned a long time ago was the concept of a project management information system, which way back when we were working in project was basically a bunch of Bene folders on a shelf, and then it eventually became a server where you put stuff on. Then if you worked with Lotus Notes, you had those little databases,
exactly,
and now you have SharePoint. But actually, what we need to look at from a project management perspective is updating our understanding of what is our IT infrastructure that supports projects, programs, and portfolios, right? And I just looked at it. I was listening to a workshop yesterday. What's the name of the Microsoft tool that do you know what I'm talking about? Copilot. I was amazed, and I felt like Brave New World. It has this whole Microsoft 360, which I've heard 100 times, and went in one ear, not the other. But I've heard some feedback about Copilot. It's not quite there where it needs to be, but it's Microsoft. It's going to go there.
It's going to get there.
It's going to go there. So what I thought was amazing about the presentation is that, I mean, simple. We're talking level 1 to give you a pragmatic example. A lot of teams are working virtual because that's the nature of the beast since Corona, right? So a lot of home office. You have a lot of meetings online, which are a pain in the butt. Now it records what you say. Big Brother is watching, right? It tells you who said what. It registers keywords. If you talk about, for example, since you were talking about budget, if you're talking about a particular client, right, and you talk about some of the stipulations that you want to put into the contract, it can compile that and go to previous contracts and adjust or they can give you a pitch deck. I was like, but Jesus, I mean, it's just, I mean, Brave New World. I mean, we are all used to a certain level of automation, but we are really on the dawn of a new age because all of this happens like this, and none of it scares me in the sense of, can we learn it that quickly? But it doesn't scare me in the sense because actually it's taking work off my hands that I want to do in the first place.
Right, exactly. You never wanted to do that.
Yeah. So that's like level 1. But let's